A question was asked about spinning from flicked wool. And I have two examples of the wool I'm using. This is some fin sheep with very long locks. And this is some fin sheep with very short locks. And that neither have been flicked yet. And I am going to start with the long locked flicked wool, starting more or less a worsted type spin from the tip, and I'm pulling out some and getting my hook. If I were using a spinning wheel, I would use a leader. So I've pulled it out, folded it over, let's see, and begun spinning. And at the moment, I'm just creating my leader. And you can see the twist going up into the lock and making it harder, to spin. I'm paying attention to what I'm spinning, not to the way that the thing is showing. There's my spindle spinning. And I've got about 6 inches now. I can pull it out and keep spinning. Now it's off my thing because it's getting long enough. So now I'm going to walk my hands back, because I'm not using a spinning wheel this time. I'm using a drop spindle, one that I've created. And this is going to be a bit irregular rather than a nice, smooth, equally tensioned yarn or single, because I am working very close to the camera, and I'm sorry it's out of focus. I was really trying to create a video that would be close to a perspective that a spinner, a beginning spinner, would have. And while I am adding all this twist very slowly, because I'm trying to keep the thread continually in vision, now I'm winding it onto my spindle. Spinning wheel would take care of all of that. I have I have 3 spinning wheels. But, okay, I'm pulling out some from my lock. I said this was a worsted type, but you can see there's lots of fluff along there. So it's only a worsted type. And the only reason that it's a worsted type is because I'm spinning it from one end of the lock. I am guessing I'm spinning from the tip based on the way I flicked this and how I placed my flicked locks. You can see that's a rather thick spot right in the center there now, and very fuzzy, much less fuzzy, but still some fuzz. And winding on. This is my very slow method just to keep it in the camera frame. Now in the background you can see the crimp of the original locks. So this particular wool would be happier with a very soft spin, and I'm giving it a bit more spin than it would like, because those locks, those curls, affect things. Now I have lost part of my lock. Here it is. Whoops, my little black lock. That's not carded or flicked, has fallen off. I was also asked about joining these, so I'm just going to overlap a bit right there. Yes, it's going to be a little bit thick, but I've already explained that this is not going to be a super fine yarn at this point. I'm at the beginning of the spin, and if I were going to keep spinning this for a very long time, it would begin to even out more. I have not been spinning for a while because I have a new puppy, so my spinning has been on hold. And right now puppy is curled up beside me sleeping, which is amazing. Okay, because that's a very, very long. The locks for the white are very long. The shepherd was only cutting the wool once a year, so that was a full year's growth. This is a wonderfully warm wool. It is incredible. You sort of put the open lock or any of the fluff on your hand, and your hand immediately warms up. It's a wonderful wool. I'm very impressed with it. Okay, and again I'm reaching the end now of the first full lock, which I had reattached, and I'm spreading it out. I could spin to about here before attaching any more, before bringing in another lock. I'm sorry this is taking so much time. I hope it is useful to you to see the process. It's just spinning from the tip, what I think is the tip, one end. I'm going to reach into my little bucket where I've got another flicked thing, and I know that the end that I'm holding was the cut end, and I know from doing my own flicking that this is the tip. So I'm going to attach tip to end. Again, that's all the end of the previous one, and here's the beginning of the tip of the new one. There's not much from the new flicked bit that needs to be overlapped yet, but I'm going to be spinning. Okay, it's time to wind on to the spindle again. and keep that going. Let's see. I don't see if you, yeah, there it is. The twist is beginning to run up into the new lock. And I can feel, ooh, see, it's fallen apart. Wonderful. That is where learning begins. How do we correct it? Pull it apart. Same as any of these things. Overlap it. The old with the new. And spin. And this time it will hold together. No, I did not really open up the twisted ends, because there is, I know this wool well enough to know it will grab and hold on. And this wool is long enough that it really does grip well and hold well. My spinning has come off my hook on my spindle. Spinning sideways like this rather than up and down is a bit confusing even for me after almost 20 years of spinning. It's put it on and continue. Now I am going to put the white down and take the black. I'm adding the black to a different spindle, which I've already been spinning with. All of this has been carded. I carded it. The fiber is short. I am pulling my bit out. It's, let's see if the good camera will give us, it's a bit lumpy. And the best thing about this is it's short. And I am overlapping the new with the old. And pinching. And because this wool is so short, I am adding more twist and allowing less space. Again, you see that, yeah, spinning triangle right next to my thumb there. That openness. And this particular wool, because it's so short, will be a woolen. I've got another single of this wool. I'm overlapping it again because the bit fell apart. So overlapping and spinning. And with this one, because of its short fiber, I've got another one here. It's very hard to keep everything. I'm dropping bits and pieces of it. Ooh, very short, very short. You can't tell what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm letting it open up a bit from back here. Because this fiber, these locks are so short. And I thought that these two, with the short, the black being so short, giving more chance for you to see the overlap, the continual overlap that's necessary, and the white with its very long locks. Okay, I have to be careful there. This particular black is better carded, and we spun woolen. It's going to be woolen anyway because the fibers are so short. Now, let me just say that there's something I need to say about woolen. Before we end, I'm going to pull that out. You see how sort of fluffy that gets. Woohoo. And here's the way the lock goes. The hair is going in this direction. And now I'm going to try and spin a more woolen. I'm going to lay this over that, a complete overlap of that, and start adding twist. You can see where I joined. That does not bother me. It could. Yeah, anyhow, I hope that some of that is useful depending on what length of wool locks you're working from. This black is short. Okay, I'm going to have to stop there with a bit still unspun so that I can add the next bit, which will probably be carded rather than flicked. But I did this flicked just for a picture for you all. So I hope that was useful.